Hello and welcome to another video in a series about key features of PhotoPhile, a photo management app for the Apple iPad. This video is going to be about the Uploaders feature, something that's been mentioned in one or two of the others but hasn't yet been covered in any detail. Basically what this does is allow you to upload your photos either automatically or manually to web services. But because it can be linked into collections, it is a very flexible thing if you get it set up correctly. So what I'm going to do first is come into the Settings tab and just scroll down to where they're configured, go past the iFi stuff. Right, Uploaders. There's various ones built in, and there is the scope to add more if customers need them. So the top one there is FTP. That's nice and simple. If you have a server that you want things FTP'd to, then you can set it up on there. What I'm going to use for the demo today, which I'm determined to keep shorter than the other ones, is the Dropbox. So I have a test one set up there. All I'm going to do now is set up another test going to the same place, and to do that I tap Add, and you can see that there's a new service there. I'm going to tap Enabled to switch it on. That comes into play when it's an automatic uploader, which I'll get back to later. The next option down, you can choose between Wi-Fi, cell or any. So if you're sending large photos, you may be out in the field and you don't want to send them over an expensive cell connection, you can set it to only sync over Wi-Fi. The next option is the image type. You can send a full-size original. If it happens to be a RAW image, PhotoPhile works quite happily with most RAW types, then you can send the RAW. The screen JPEG option is the smaller scale JPEG that PhotoPhile creates to allow it to display RAW photos very quickly and to allow it to display very large photos quickly. So that will typically be around 6 to 8 megapixels depending on your iPad. And the last option is watermark JPEG, so that you could, for example, send sample photos off to someone but automatically watermark them. To do that, all you do is select watermark JPEG, tap on the watermark, and then you go into the camera roll and you can choose whatever you like as a watermark. I don't actually have any suitable watermarks on there just now, so I'm going to switch that off. Put it back to, let's say, screen JPEG. Right, the next one begins to get a little more linked to Dropbox. You can choose the folder that it goes to. Those are the ones that I have just now. I'm going to create a new folder for demo. Okay, so there it is. I'm going to double tap on demo to switch into that folder and then hit select. And you can see now that the folder is listed as demo. Now I have the login and logout buttons at the bottom. I have already connected this to Dropbox, so I'm not going to do that again just now. And I'll just rename that service as well, so that we can see it clearly when we're back in the grid. So, Demo Dropbox. Right, so that's all set up. I'm going to come back into the grid now, and I shall pick a couple of photos, and we go to the Actions menu in the top right. And if you want to send them by hand, then you can. You tap Send To, and you can see there just on the left it has Demo Dropbox, so I'm going to get those sent, and in the bottom right of the screen you can see that it's actually sending those across, and that's done. So with the magic of video editing, we switch into a browser, and I'm going to go into the demo folder, and there's the two photos that I just created a minute ago. So that is how easy it is to send stuff back. Meanwhile, back at the ranch, we're going to have a look at the next feature in, which is the publishers. Now this was mentioned in the grid video. If you haven't seen that, go take a look. And what I'm going to do now is change this one so that it's not going to test Dropbox, it's going to demo Dropbox. As you note there, I can select more than one, so if you want to send the same photo to multiple sources, that's fine. If you want to send the same photo to multiple sources in different ways, so you could have the RAW going to one place and a watermark JPEG going to a different place, perhaps even a totally different service. However, I'm going to switch the test Dropbox off. I'm going to select Demo Dropbox, select that. And what you can see is that nothing whatsoever happens, and the reason for that is the hand icon to the left of that uploader. That's saying that this is a manual uploader and it won't do anything without being explicitly told to. It's also showing that there are 6 photos ready to go. So to tell it to do something, I'm going to say upload now, and down in the bottom right hand side you can see that that's now going through the 6 photos that it already had queued, and the number to upload is going down. That's the number in the red dot just to the right of the name. Okay, we're done. So let's add some more things in red. So let's have some of those. Doesn't matter what they are just now. I'm going to mark those as red. Now hopefully you can see as soon as I've done that, the uploader changes to show that there are 4 things to be uploaded. So what I'm going to do this time is not tell it to upload now. I'm going to say set auto upload. The icon changes to a cogwheel and the upload has started if you look in the lower right hand corner of the screen. Okay, that's done. Let's select none again, and let's say I want to send this photo as well. Flag it as red, and it's automatically uploading. Now if you remember from the grid demo, to create a publisher you can do that from an active filter, which means that this uploader is actually based on a filter for red label. You can add a filter for anything you like, so you could say I want everything that I have as 4 or 5 stars to go to my Dropbox Favorites account, and it'll do that in the background itself. You could set it up so that you have a filter set on the iFi collections. Anything in the iFi collection will automatically get sent to Dropbox, possibly as a watermarked thumbnail, possibly as a full-size RAW. You might have things going to Dropbox and Google. It's entirely up to you. All I'm going to do now is set that back to manual upload so that it doesn't saturate, and you can see that the icon's gone back to a hand. So this is actually a very powerful feature that I'm trying to skim, because the other videos I've done, yeah, they set out to be 3-minute quick demos and they ended up as 15 minutes, and I don't want to do that again. So yeah, use your imagination. You can scatter stuff all over the internet by hand, automatically. This is a real godsend when you're also using the iFi card, and there will be a separate video on iFi. Thanks for watching.